Okay, so I'm gonna try to film this the best way I can, because I got my little nephew in my arms. Hey, so hey, okay, so on this video, I wanted to talk about some things that I went through as far as like mindset wise for your business. I went through as far as like mindset wise for your business, because like, as y'all know, I quit my job a while back, in like August. In August I quit my job, and even though I quit my job and I had so much time to just focus primarily on the business, you know, with hair and everything, like I didn't do it. Like, my mindset was all over the place, okay? Because when I was working, like I said, I was working 12-hour shifts or whatever at my job, and I was making really good money. And also, I was on shift work, so it was like 14, so it was like 14 days of the month I worked, and then the rest, I was off, so it's like half and half. Even though I was working, all those days, I had all those days off. On my off days, I would work extra because, overtime was unlimited, and it was like, that's the money that I was using to fund my business. So I just went ahead. Hello. So at my job, like I said, I worked unlimited. They had unlimited overtime, so I would work a lot because, that's how I was funding my business, and then also we were like saving to, get a house and everything, paying down our debt, me and my girlfriend and stuff like that. And so, as long as I worked all those hours, I used to be like, oh my God, I complained to her all the time about like, I don't have enough time to make wigs, because at this point we're working 12 hours. On my regular schedule day, I'm working 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. On my overtime days, I'm working 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's not counting, the time it takes waking up early and traveling to and from work. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I don't have time. Like, I just don't have time to make a wig. I'm completely exhausted, even though every night I came home and I still worked on my business up until at least like 11 p.m. and then I would go to sleep. But I still felt like I wasn't putting my all into it. And so then when I finally quit, okay, so I had a little money, the money saved up, and then I also had money from when I quit my job. I had some money from like retirement stuff, other little things or whatever, like the little time payout and everything, from my time that I had on the books. So that was a good amount of money, you know what I mean? Like, I had a few thousand or so from my paycheck and my time, and then I had another amount. So all in all, I had like maybe $18,000-$20,000 or whatever. And so I was like, okay, cool. I had no intentions of getting another job, because my girlfriend was like, like, do the business, let that be that, and I'm gonna pay for you, pay for everything else. And so that's what I did. But even with that, like, I couldn't actually move over into the entrepreneur mindset, because in my mind, I know that with a business, in order to make money, you have to spend money. Like, I know that, but as I was spending money for the business, I was like, I'm just watching, eventually money adds up. And so I'm just watching money disappear, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I spent like $4,000, and it's like, I'm not making $4,000, like, and so even though it wasn't a state of panic, within my mind I was panicking, like, oh my God, I need to go call these people, because I need to get my job back, because I'm just spending money, I'm not making any money. And yeah, so I basically was like, I was still mentally a slave to a time clock, to somebody else's time clock. Because like all I could think about is saying, okay, well, I'm gonna go work some more. Maybe I need to go work another few months and then quit again, because then I could just put money to the side and use it just strictly for the business. Because in my mind, once I quit and I had that money, it's like, okay, this is all I got. This is all I got until I like start making some money, because I don't have a regular paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. So I was just mentally exhausted. I was like, yeah, I can't just be spending this money and like I don't see anything coming back. Because granted, with my job, I know I have $1,000, a couple $1,000, whatever, coming in every 2 weeks. Well, with a hair business, or I guess a business in general, like that's not a guarantee, especially in the business of sales. You know what I mean? So it's not like I own some real estate properties and people just paying me rent every month. Like this like my income solely revolves around me basically hustling for it. You know what I mean? And so that mindset alone, like, it really put a dent in my business. And it put a dent in my business because I spend more time thinking like, oh my God, what did I just do? Why did I quit my job? Like why did I quit my job? Why didn't I just like, why didn't I just wait? Why didn't I wait? I just need to go back. Like, and I didn't focus on the business as much when all I can think about in my mind, that's why I'm saying I was mentally a slave, was I need to go get back on somebody else's time clock and hustle for them. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm working for someone else. And for some reason, I know it sounds crazy, but it's like I didn't have that own mentality when it came to my own stuff. And that's why I'm saying, like, you have to have the entrepreneurial mindset that, like, I'm going to go hard for my own stuff. Because as hard as I wanted to go, like, saying, oh, I'm finna go work. I'm going to work my regular 86 hours. I'm about to go punch in this clock and work, an extra couple hours. Like, I mean, literally, I was working 120 plus hours every 2 weeks, like it wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working my 86 hours and then I'm working like an extra 60 or so on top of that. Like, I was working a lot of hours, and it was okay in my mind for me to do that because I knew I had a guaranteed income, which is sad because for myself, when I finally got out of that state of mind, like, look, let me start hustling with my own business. Like, it's my last damn dollar I'm about to get. And, I'm like 1 foot inside and 1 foot out, like about to be homeless and there's no other option. That's when I seen a shift in my business. That's when I actually started making sales, because I spent more time in the saying, like, when I tell you I was in people like DMs and everything, like people talk about some DMs saying professional. Look, money is money, and if you trying to get it, you gotta do what you gotta do. And so I was making sales like for that first year and a half. I say the first like few months after quitting my job, like I made sales strictly off of like I'm not gonna say I was giving it away, but I was practically giving away hair, because I was like, look, it didn't matter if I made most of my sales, I can even say like I made probably $35-$40 off of my sales, y'all. Like $35-$40, but it was okay as a profit, because like that $40 was better than me making nothing. Because even if I made $40 from one person, if I sold that to 3 people a day, okay, I'm making $120 a day. Eventually I need to move up to 6 people or so, right? And that was my mindset. I mean, I did what I had to do. And I said all that to say, like, I'm not saying go get up and quit your job, because everybody have different circumstances. I was just fortunate enough to do it. But are you pooping? Ooh, it feels like it. Yeah, like when we complain about not having enough time, and then when you finally get the time, you're like, you don't know what to do with it. And that's basically where I was at. I didn't know what to do with it, and my mindset wasn't on hustle. Like, if you have to have a job while running your business, like, because of your circumstances, you need that job, then you absolutely make sure you show up. You make sure you showing to work on time. You're never late. You make sure you do what you're told to do when you're there, because that's your livelihood. That's the way you take care of you and your kids. So have that same mindset when it comes to your business. Because if you do, then you're going to work hard. And my thing is, if you're going to if you basically gonna bust your ass for somebody else to get a paycheck, you know, for somebody else's business and somebody else's dream, then do it for yourself. Don't count yourself out. And that's where, yeah, I can say I made like a really, I don't know, I ain't gonna say a mistake, but that's how I kind of like messed up. Like my mindset wasn't there. In the back of my mind, I kept saying like, oh, I want success. I want my business to be successful. I want to do this. I want to do that. But in reality, I wasn't ready. Like I wasn't ready for the hustle of the business. And like everyone say, you know, the hair business is oversaturated. And so, it don't mean you still can't make money, but you just have to, you got to hustle for yours. And people buy from people. If I like somebody and they selling something, I might not even want it. But if I like them, they ask me and stuff, go ahead and buy it, you know, just because, you know, the person asked me, you know what I'm saying? So, that's just one of those things. Like I'm gonna buy because the person asked me. So, I said all that to say is that, you know, you put out into the universe what you want to get. Because, when I finally made up my mind to where I was like, well, I'm not gonna think negative no more. Yeah, you just are smiling. You sleep. Yeah, I'm not gonna think negative no more as far as it comes to the business. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna work on my business like as if I got a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks, and that really helped me. That really helped me with everything. So your mindset is everything. Put into your business what you want to get out of it. Like literally. Mentally being a slave to a job, to a time clock is crazy. It's so crazy because I didn't think of it that way at the time. But that's what it ended up being. And what I can say about like the money I spent and everything, I got my money back now, what I put into the business. But it's always something else. It's always something that you're gonna end up dishing out money for. You know what I mean? Like before, I know I told you guys like I don't really keep that many bundles and stuff in stock and stuff like that because it's just not necessary for where I'm at. But at the same time, you always want to make sure you're prepared and you have like more vendors and more options. And I've been testing out this new vendor for about like 6 months now. I just been wearing that hair back and forth, just seeing how it react. The only problem with that vendor is that in order for me to get their prices, which is really great prices, they have like a minimum of 50-piece orders. So that, you know, they let you sample one, but then, you know, you have to, they let you sample a texture, but then you have to, you know, in order to get those full prices, those good prices, you have to basically buy 50 pieces. So, that would be a lot of money that I'm putting into that. That's why, you know, I tried it for so long, but overall in the long run, it'll make me more money. And if I get a better deal on bundles and I can give my customers in turn, I can give them better deals. So, I just said all that, just threw that in there is because, you know, it never stops, you know, it never stops. It's always something when it comes to the business, but just treat it as it's yours. I mean, it's yours. It's your business. Work for it like you would work for somebody else. Like think about the times, you know, when you were on a time clock. If you not working now, but you know, or even if you are working now, like how hard you go at work because you know you cannot afford to lose your job. How you do when that customer comes in and they really tee you off and work on your nerves, but you don't go off on them because you know you're like, I have to keep my job. You know what I'm saying? And so just have that same mindset when it comes to your business.